Okay, so I am sitting here, and one of the things that came to me in the whole thing of thinking of concepts and subject matter to come up with, and of course, you can see right behind me here, uh, there's never a loss for information or subjects. But I wanted to talk to something that I think speaks a little bit more to the mindset around doing things, getting things done, accomplishing goals, objectives, and things like that in life. And I'm going to tell you from a very real, standpoint, something that I am very familiar with because it's something that I have battled for years, and that is perfectionism. One of the biggest hindrances to, if not the biggest hindrance to success, is perfectionism. Waiting until a thing is perfect to get out there. If you have that challenge, listen to this because I think it's going to help you out. Okay, now I was sitting there. Now, my background is working in the studios and all that, and that means that I used to work with the nice cameras and the lighting and the whole nine yards. Well, in my home office where I am right now, I don't have all of that. I do have some cameras that are laying around, but I'm taping this on my iPhone. And I did that for a couple of reasons. One is that I wanted to demonstrate that regardless, if you have the ability to capture something from your phone, then you have no excuse not to create your content, to develop something. Two, the information, if the information is sound, if it's good quality information, there's a lot of other things that you can get away with because ultimately, when people do searches online, they're looking for the information. They're not looking for all the bells and whistles. I don't think that you could care less, or you probably couldn't care less that I don't have on a suit and tie, that I've got, all of this growth going on right here, and I'm scruffy and all of that right now, uh, because what I'm telling you may or may not be the information that you're looking for. And if it is the information that you're looking for, that eclipses everything else that you see in the background. So long as the audio is good and you can make out what I'm saying, and I'm giving you good principles, good valuable information, then everything else just slips away. Okay, so back to perfectionism. When you are so stuck on perfectionism and your ego is so involved that you cannot get out of your own way for your success, you end up shooting yourself in the foot. Here are a few ways, and I don't know how many tips that I have because I didn't even think about, like, okay, let me make sure that I measure out the amount of tips and structure this thing perfectly because that's not what this post was about. This post was about getting things done. So let me kind of rattle off a few tips on how to, get things done, without knowing what the number of the things are going to be. Okay, so first thing is determine that you're just going to do it. You're going to get out there and make something happen. So if it's a blog post, you're going to make sure that you post that blog post. If it is, creating a deal or getting in front of the ideal client or whatever it is, do it. Close your eyes and jump. Number two, get your ego out of the way. Think back and make sure that you have sound principles and information. If those are good, and the person that you're going, like say that you're going to do a sales job or you're trying to close a contract or whatever, yeah, it's great if you show up there in a suit and tie and that you don't shut their minds off because of your appearance. But bottom line is that if all you are is your appearance and you've got no quality behind you, then you could have the best suit in the world and you're not going to close that deal. But in contrast, if you have your stuff together, you know what you're talking about, you've got it down cold, okay? And you're qualified to do what you're doing, you get in front of the person, more than likely, they're not going to care what you have on. They're going to care that you can get the job done or make the connection that they need you to make in order to make them successful. So, get out there. Three, templates. templates and systems are very important. If you can, and I'll give it to you like this. I have a system that when I wash dishes or when I'm loading up the dishwasher, everything has a place. In my mind, years ago, I set up in my mind the way in which I load a dishwasher. The plates go a certain way, the spoons and forks and knives and all that, they go in there a certain way. The bowls, they go a certain way. The glasses, even the types of glasses, they have different places inside of that dishwasher. Now that may be a little OCD for you, I don't know. But what happened with me is I realized that once I structured that in my mind and placed it in there in a way that the things made sense, that they fit perfectly, I was able to fit more dishes in the dishwasher that got clean. Okay, that's the caveat there. They actually got clean because they were put in there properly. And I was able to optimize and maximize the effect, the overall effect that the dishwasher had on those dishes that I put in there. And it was a system. I systematized it. So now when I go to load a dishwasher, it's on autopilot. And there's the same thing for certain things that I do in business, is that on autopilot, things come in this way and they go out that way, and they have everything that is supposed to be attached to them on the way. And that's because of the system in place. So systematize your process so that you are able to deliver, at the drop of a dime. I mean, think about what I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm telling you stories. I'm giving you ideas, principles, concepts, and, that's really okay, because by the time you come away from this, you are going to have at least one gem, if not many, to support or enhance your life, your business, the way that you do things. 3, or I think I already said 3, but whatever number. Make sure that your aim is to help the person that you're dealing with. If my aim, which it is to help you, then it is very hard for me to flop. I don't care if I fall over my words, if I slip up here and there, if I misstate things that I have to go back and correct, that, if I am just totally flawed and human about it. If the end result is that you walk away with something that's going to increase your bottom line by $10,000 or $100,000, then what do you care that I stuttered all the way through it? Because you're like waiting for me to get that gem out. So if I did all of that, but at the end you understood, go buy gold, invest in gold at the end, and you did that and you ended up $1 million richer, I think that you'd be coming right back here to this blog and say, okay, stutter something else out for me. So get out of your own way when it comes to the perfectionism. Put the perfectionism down and focus only on how am I going to benefit those that I am in front of? How can I add value to your life? How can I walk away where it's a win-win situation, so that I don't end up losing in order for you to win, but I open up a doorway or a thought process in order for you to then renegotiate your mind so that you now understand how you can take this principle and apply it to your life and win for yourself. If you focus on those things and those things alone, you will get rid of the nervousness. You will get rid of the ego, because it doesn't exist in that place. You will get rid of feeling inadequate or feeling like your thing has to be perfect, because it only has to be perfectly delivered, and that's coming from the heart. What do you ultimately want to see? What do I ultimately want to see for you? I ultimately want to see for you that you come away from this talk right now with some concise things that you can do in order to better your life. That's really what my blog is about. I know it's all over the board because I'm all over the board. But in my all over the boardness, the principle and the concepts at play are that I want to give you as many different scenarios that are going to ultimately benefit your life, so that you could say, you know what? Wow, he talked about an old broke down, horse, and some kind of a way I know exactly what I need to do in order to turn my situation around. Then mission accomplished. So get on out there on your go broke down horse and make some things happen. Get out of your way, get your ego out of the way, and actually produce something. Okay? Fix it on along the way. Don't focus on tweaking it now. Put it out there and then let your community that you're building start to tweak for you. They'll tell you what they want, how they want it done, and all that. And then you start chiseling and honing and delivering, and you will increase your profits, boost your bottom line, and you will develop a following that is viral and very loyal because they know that you care for them. So put care in front of everything, care and love in what you do, and you will find that you are successful. If you want to know how to do what I'm doing and blog for a living, to use that, whether it's a supplement or how to use a blog to boost your website, the ranking in the search engines, or if you want to be able to express yourself on your blog and talk about, some of these key things, these aha moments that you have in your life, things that you've discovered that could help somebody else out, go ahead, click on the link that you see or one of the banners that are on this page if you happen to be on my blog site. And the information that you get is stellar, it's phenomenal, and you'll never be the same again. All you have to do is apply just one of those principles, and it will turn your life around. All right, I'm Jason Hodge. I will see you in there. Have a good one.